Hi everybody, I'm Jelly, and today I thought I would just challenge myself a little bit, step out of my comfort zone, and maybe try a vlog instead of a blog. Usually I like to just kind of hide quietly behind writing, and today it's going to be a little different. Oh, hello. This is play. Okay, come on, up. And we're good? Yeah? Yeah. Thank you. Bullet journaling is what I wanted to talk about today. Now I'm a little bit behind the times on bullet journaling because it's been out for a while, and I started hearing little bits about it for a while before I decided to actually try it. Because every video I watched, every written post I read, it just seemed really confusing. There was a lot of artistry in it, and I know that when the man who invented it started it, he did it as a way for it to be easy, and then people took it, which is wonderful, and put their own art spins on it. But it kind of confused me a little bit, and not being so artsy, more craftsy but not really artsy. it it was intimidating, I guess is the word, and I didn't want to screw it up. But as I kept on with my regular journaling, I kept thinking about it, and I kept kind of wondering, how could I make it work for me? Even as not a super duper busy person, I still love lists, and I have little lists and little post-its all over everywhere for reminders for myself. So I decided to give it a try. And at first I used just a regular notebook just to see if I could get into it. And I hadn't really heard about the dotted notebooks that much. They weren't as easy to find back then. But then I did start when I kind of discovered that this makes life so much simpler. I'm not sitting writing out everything in my journal for hours every night. I'm just I like the check boxes because it's just easy, and it's a way to remind me of all the things that I've done and all the things that I need to get done. It just works. So if you're intimidated like me, you can do an easy bullet journal. I'm sorry, play takes my attention. Where was I? Oh, yes. So everything of my life is basically in this book now. And it's not just personal stuff, it's stuff for Play and his brother. Their care list, how I take care of them, the things that they need, their dinner times, their dinner amounts, their snacks, their fruits, their vegetables, their medicine, times, doses, and routine for medicine routines. It's all in here. So if anything was unexpected to happen, if I unexpectedly had to go out of town, or if, I mean, there was a time when I unexpectedly ended up in the hospital, and I was racking my brain trying to think of all the things, and did I remember to tell this, and did I remember to tell that, and Dale need this, and everything is written in here. So now I can just say to whoever might be coming to the house to help, please, there's an orange notebook, everything's in there, just look in the index for Playday schedules, and it's all in here. So I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. And I don't have to have written lists everywhere that get lost. It's just all in this book. So because setup can be intimidating, because it's a little, okay, it's a lot of work in the beginning to figure out, just to kind of figure out your own style. So when I was figuring out my own style, I did my favorite thing, and I made a bunch of lists of what's important to me, what makes my day work, what do I struggle with if I miss something during the day, sorry, Play, I'll move over a little bit. What, what are the routines for my boys in setting stuff up? And even just with house stuff, it works really well. Like we're in May right now, so of course I'm trying to get the whole house organized and do spring cleaning, and that kind of stuff. So I've got all that marked in here. It's just a lifesaver for me. But it's very simply put out too. So we'll just go through really quickly. So from the index page, I usually leave, so I've got my index started here. And this is a big thing too. Now, all these little stars I have, these are stars that just carry on through. So I probably won't need to use a page for any of these again. Play's Brother Day is playing downstairs. So anyway, so I really don't use very many pages a month, which is also a saving and journal space for me. But when I do, I leave usually the first 3 pages open. And then I have my little, this is just for anyone who might need to use this book, my little journal key, they call it. I call it, oh, I don't know, I have journal key written, but I always call it the legend. Then I have this little guy, and I don't know why I started drawing these little guys. I call them my little puzzle piece stained glassers, but I've been drawing them since junior high. And it's just kind of my introduction of going into the month. This one says heading into May, because we're heading into May. And I always leave the little puzzle pieces, and I just, if I'm having, if I'm anxious during the day, or if I have an upset of any kind, or something didn't go right, or I'm nervous about something, I just sit and I just color in a section or two. It doesn't usually have this much, but it's been a pretty stressful week. So usually I end up with lots left uncolored. Anyway, from there I go into my monthly calendar, and I tried drawing for the first little while. I drew little, they looked like calendar square boxes, and I just found that just did not work for me. So now I do this. It takes up 2 pages, and then it's just a place I put my appointments, or what's going to be happening, or things I'm looking forward to, anything that's going to happen on a calendar day. Now this is going to stay unless it changes. And then this is how my boys' medicines and feeding times are. And then just a little chart of the little things that I do to take care of them. Every morning we sing our Let the Sunshine In song, and then washing and brushing their medicine, cleaning their beds and their chaise, folding their blankies. Did they have outside time? Did it rain? What did they do? Their podicures, checking their paws, that sort of stuff. And then I just check it off every night at bedtime. And then I just have like little things I do, like the people I pray for every day, and the things I'm grateful for, and the things that are important to me. Did I get them done? Not always. What else? Just a little reminder. So this little reminder page will stay. And then I have my little tracker. Hi, no, that's kind of rude. We're on video. He's a pup. He does that. So anyway, this is just things that I like to track for myself, and did I get stuff, and this will stay. This is just, I always like to check a pen before I start writing and make a mess of the page. So this is just a page where I can always check if my pen's working. What's this? I do have one plant, and this is the care. So if you're someone who has lots of plants that, you know, you need to have taken care of by a house sitter or whoever if you're away, this is a really great thing for them to know too. It's an easy thing. You don't have to go through and forget everything. Just keep track of it. And then spring cleaning. Woohoo! Because I love spring cleaning. But these are just things that, you know, I've started tasks, and I don't get them all done at once, but I can check off what I'm working on, and then if it doesn't go through, then I'll just keep doing it for the other month. But I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm just going to check it off as it goes, and I'll just put a reminder in for the next month. This is just an exercise tracker, and I just write down my exercise activities, and I do whatever, mark off whatever I was able to do that day. And then this is just wishes if I die, because lots of people in my family, there's a few people in my family who do not like to talk about things. So I kind of think that it's an important part of life. People need to know what one's wishes are if their demise comes about. So I just have it right here, and it's in the index. Just look for it, they'll know. And then I just have my writing tracker, like just a bunch of simple things, but instead of having to write down, oh, and my hobbying tracker. So if I do hobbies during the day, I just mark them off. We're back. I moved us around a little bit because, are you cold? Are you chilly? Oh, okay. Are you cold? Okay, there you go, honey. There you go. Um, okay, I moved us around because I didn't want Play to feel left out when he moved. Totally forgot to talk about supplies. I don't use anything fancy. I use just a plain old drafting ruler. And this box of pens I always have near me because I love colored pens. I love colored ink. And I collect pens. It's one of my things. And then a notebook. Basically, that's all I use. But you can for sure get as detailed as you want with different supplies. There's so many supplies and stickers and just everything. Just have fun with it. Do make it your own thing. So when I first switched over to the dotted journals, I tried the Loistrom books, and they were really, really fantastic. They're everything everybody raves about. But I found for me, because I like to use when I'm writing fountain pens and felt pens, I did find that there was a little bit of bleed through. So I decided to try the Rhodia book, and I find there's not near as much bleed through, and the pages are really dreamy to write on. They're so creamy and smooth, and I just really like them. So this is the one I stick with, but the Loistrom, if you use regular pens, if you use pencils, pencil crayons, whatever, it works really, really great too. I know it seems confusing at first. It does take a little while to set up, but once it's set up, it's just a quick click through every night that I do, and it's taken so much pressure off a lot of, I don't know, a lot of what I used to do in journaling, I guess. It's an easy way for care lists if you need, and I mean, I don't keep anything personal in here that I would be ashamed if my mother read or anything like that. So if you do keep a diary like that, then you might want to keep a separate diary for a bullet journal task journal. But it saves a lot of work. It allows for my love of lists and my love of, you can also put lists in here, like of lists of things you'd like to have or places you'd like to travel. I'm probably going to start a travel list soon. And it's just, you can, anything you want to put in, you put in, and you put it in the way you want to put it in. So have fun with it, and make it work. My kind of my day to day, my life motto is, it'll work out or it won't. And this is something that's really worked out for me. So I hope if you have any inkling of wanting to try that, you'll give it a try. So thank you if you've if you've managed to make it through to the end of this mangled vlog mess. I thank you for sticking with me. I may try a couple more, so if there's anything you'd like to see vlogs about, then please leave them in the comment section, and if I know anything about them, I'll try.